Seriously, look at the state of it. Rolling into the hatchery, and there is people everywhere. Oh yeah. Well guys, how was our first session in Hood River? Not bad.
Awesome.
That was killer.
Yeah. Tough day in the office.
Hell yeah. Hey guys, Ben here from 4 Wheel Drive, sitting in LA airport, about to shoot back to Australia after a pretty crazy 2-week trip in the US. It's pretty full on. The main mission was AWSI in Hood River. We had a booth there for the first time this year, and Paul, Dom and I are just blown away by the amount of people that are at that event. So many foilers and so many people who knew what 4-wheel drive was, or had a 4-wheel drive, or their buddy had one, or had seen it around. We never once had to introduce the brand or what we do or what 4-wheel drive's all about. So that was really, really cool. And to meet a heap of people that we'd either talked with or worked with or just seen around the traps for the last couple of years, it was so, so cool to actually meet people face to face. But it was pretty hectic. We had a lot of people come by the tent. We're in the car park as well, so for people to come out the back and come and meet us and find us out there was really cool. So thank you to everyone who stopped by. There's a police officer zipping by on a Segway. This place is nuts. But yeah, it was a huge event. I'm still decompressing and processing. We're going to do a longer podcast debrief once I get back home and catch up with Dom and Paul, and we'll do a full thing. But this video is really just a bunch of little mini interviews or discussions or whatever with a couple of guys that I grabbed throughout the event. It was really hard because we had a lot of people come through and talking to us and asking questions and want demos and all that kind of stuff. So didn't get as many done as I want, and the audio's not perfect, so you'll just have to make do with that. I'm sorry. I've tried to clean it up the best I can, but crazy. And then I did actually chuck some mics down and throw the camera the phone in the garden while we had dinner on the last night. So there's 5 very tired 4-wheel drive crew at the end of this, and we just chew the fat over dinner and a few drinks. So hopefully people get a little bit out of that. If not, skip it and move on with your day. But yeah, I just thought I'd throw it up there. So again, thank you so much to the 2 Davids that helped us in the tent, to everyone who made bringing all this gear over, and the whole 4-wheel drive crew back home for keeping the show on the road. This is a massive team effort, so thank you to everyone who helped us make it happen, and for everyone in the US for welcoming us. It's been really cool. So yeah, keep an eye out for a proper debrief of the whole thing, but enjoy these little mini chats with a handful of people at the show. And once again, sorry for the audio, but enjoy. See you soon, guys. All right, we're getting set up, day 1, AWSI. We got Paul Cooper in the tent already. Guys are all getting set up. Get the boards going. Got no limits, starboard. A few surf hats, bars and kites out here in the car park. Don't forget about us in the car park. Here he is, the man himself, Mr. Obi. How are we, mate?
Good to see the booth.
Yeah. Well, I finally got away from the tent and walked over to the front, and oh my golly, we are on. There is gear absolutely everywhere. This is mental. Heaps of kites, heaps of wing foils, wing gear, foiling stuff everywhere. Some crazy tents. This is mental. Right, the wind's starting to blow up. We're all set up. Paul Cooper's still in the tent, and I've just spotted Giampaolo walked in as well. We got Bruce from F1, Dom's still wandering around. It's awesome.
Okay, so again, as I was saying, I first found out, I guess, on the internet. Sent an email, got a brief contact, then got temporarily distracted by other things, and then a private trip took me to Hood River for the first time. And I mean, I'm a long-time windsurfer, so this is kind of a famous place for that.
Yeah.
And I was quite excited. So I connect with a friend and say, oh, I'll meet you at the hatchery.
Yeah.
I get to the hatchery for the first time, Hood River, all excited. I step on the bank of the river and I see all wingers, windsurfer and everything. And one thing that catch my attention was this guy laying on a board, going against the wind. Apparently, without paddling or anything, like And I go like, they told me the current goes against the wind, but that's way too strong, too fast to be the current. And then I said, what the hell is that? I don't know. I talked to my friend, then I see 100 yards more upwind, taking off without the paddle and coming down and doing a downwind. That was Mark Ribkoff.
Oh yeah, Mark. Yep.
And I didn't go wing. I just said, I gotta talk to that guy. I waited for him. And I said, so this is the foil drive. How do you like it? He said, oh, I love it. It works. And then that's when I definitely got one, sent me one.
That's early on too.
Yeah. So
Really
that was
early.
the start. Yeah. And after that, it only got better.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much for making such a wonderful product.
You're welcome. You know you use it every day.
I use it every day. Yeah. I mean, in this time of the year in Maui, summertime, I do 2 downwind runs a day. The first one with the wing, the second one with the foil drive.
Yeah.
That's because I have 2 separate boards that I can leave at home.
Yeah.
And I live in a place where I can launch.
Yeah.
So I drive my car downwind once, and then I got e-bike, regular bike, bus, friends, and I come back upwind with that.
Yeah.
So 2 runs every day. So yeah, thank you
It's a
so
dream.
much.
That's the dream.
It is. Summertime is
Water
pretty
time
good.
every day.
Yeah. Oh, that I do it anyway. It's just the downwinding part.
Yeah.
That I used to go to Indonesia for surfing in summertime.
Yeah.
No need anymore. There's no waves. I don't care. There's always trade winds, and the downwinders are so fun. And they spoil me so badly as far as crowds. I look at a surf spot, there's 3 people out, and say, oh, I don't want to deal with all that people there.
Yeah.
I go do my downwinder by myself.
Yeah.
No.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it's been fun watching you do it on the internet too. So people love your videos.
Yeah. I try to limit the number, because if I do 1 a day, that would be way too many.
Yeah.
But
How does your board and foil selection changed since your wing downwinding? And
Yes.
moved to, Mike probably can't pick me up too, so I'm kind of just like a property you guys.
all right.
Yeah.
How you were wing downwinding and then you really got into the sup with the rotor.
Yeah, I still do both, as I said. And as far as winging, the winging is so much easier for me. I've done literally hundreds in the last 3 years, or maybe 1,000, I don't know, that I'm quite proficient at it. And I got a 2.8 wing that I modified in ways that it rarely gets in the way.
Yeah.
So I really enjoy it still.
Yeah.
And at the moment, I'm riding a foil that is 690. I've done 525 in the past. I've done really small.
Yeah.
Because I don't care if I do the whole run luffing. I grab the wing anytime I want.
Yeah.
I integrate it in the style of the ride. So that allows a smaller foil no matter what.
Yeah.
With a foil drive, I'm on a very similar board. We're talking 85 liters. I still like to use my paddle, front strap only, and I'm on 890.
Yeah.
You might think, oh, that's way bigger. It's 200 square centimeter bigger, but it's still way smaller than the foils that my buddies on their Barracudas have to use.
Yeah.
They need 1100s at least, because you know how hard it is to take off.
Yeah.
So thanks to the foil drive, you can take off on anything.
Yeah.
I could go smaller, and I've done smaller, but then it's too much work.
Yeah.
It depends on the day. So I like to be to still have fun and
Yeah, we were
connect.
talking about that before. There's equipment set up that you have to use if you're just manually doing it, because it's a necessity.
Yeah.
And then the way I see it, there's equipment that you would like to use.
Yes.
Smaller board, smaller wing.
Yeah.
But again, that's where the four-wheel drive comes in, because it deletes the tricky bit, just getting out of the water.
Yeah.
And then once you're up, you can ride what you want to ride.
Yeah. And of course, it's still hard.
Yeah.
It's not that makes it it's easy to take off, but then riding the bumps is it takes a long time to learn.
Yeah.
For sure. But I've done it so many, so that's why.
But at least, and we were learning to downwind. We'd fall off all the time, read the swell wrong, catch the wrong bump, but it didn't matter. You could just go again and fail fast, learn quick, and get into it.
What really improves the better you get at it is that you can go smaller batteries and reduce the weight on the board. So and the whole thing becomes even better.
Yeah.
As I was saying, if it's a light wind day, I don't go bigger foil. I put 2 small batteries instead of 1.
Yeah.
So that I have the peace of mind to make it all the way to the harbor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's it. Well, it's been awesome, mate.
Wonderful.
Have you played around with any of the prone style sort of boards or anything like that? Or
I am not a huge fan so far of the prone style. I own a prone board. I hate it because I like to use foot strap, especially when I'm on the waves. And I tried, the foot strap under the thing when you paddle and then you get up. Front foot goes in most times, back foot is in front. You gotta look for the moment to put it in. I'm not Kai Lenny. I'm used to known as Kai Penny, the cheap, untalented version of Kai Lenny. So I gave up with the foot straps. Instead of my small stand-ups, when I ride waves, I have 2 foot straps. And to tell you the truth, I mean, personally, I rip way harder on that board than on my 35-liter prone board without foot straps. So that's the reason why I still like the stand-up better.
Yeah.
But if there's a way to use a prone with a strap, I'll be into that for sure.
I was going to say, where can you've done heaps of videos and all that kind of stuff about four-wheel drive and about other things. You've got that blog as well. And all that
Yes.
stuff. Like, tell us where people can find more of your stuff.
I would say the YouTube channel for the video is the main source. And it's unfortunate the name I gave it back in the days, Giampaolo, G-C-A-M-M-A-R, but that's what it is. And now I can't change it anymore.
Yeah.
And if you go on that, you can find a couple of videos of attempt 13 at SUP foiling. We're talking 5 years ago.
Wow.
That's actually on a different channel, but put that in YouTube, you should try. Big Kalama 5.8, 28 3/4 square board.
Wow.
And good luck at taking off.
Yeah.
But I did manage a couple of times with a Malika 200, super thick foil, very lifty, but very slow.
Yeah.
And you don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And it was so hard, you can tell from the video.
Yeah.
2 years later, so 3 years ago, there is attempt number 23.
Yeah.
So I didn't practice much because it's so freaking hard.
Yeah.
But even that, slightly better board, slightly better foil, still very, very hard.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, I can put a video every day, just take off anytime with a foot drive.
Yeah.
Of course, there's the Barracuda boards that allow the most people to take off, but then you gotta deal with 8-foot board, swing weight, big foil still, and I'm on a 410, and I feel like I'm shortboarding, and they feel like they're longboarding.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong, but I prefer more maneuverability, easy to bump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Loving it.
Great to meet you, mate.
Likewise.
Thanks so much.
Right. Very cool.
Kyle.
Yeah. Hey, Ben.
Mate, so great to finally meet you.
Nice to finally meet you.
How long do you think it's been? Like 12 months?
We've been working
At least?
together.
18
We've been
months?
talking for over a year for sure.
Definitely.
And formally, doing collaborative mast integration
Yeah.
for the last year, and time
been so
zones and kids make it hard to connect, but we made it happen.
Like, it's late at night for you. It's like early morning for me. It's just it's a nightmare. But I think, like we always said right from day dot, it's just we've got the same concept.
Yeah.
So four-wheel drive's all about just ride whatever gear you want. We don't care what brand you want to ride, what size board, what size foil, what size anything.
Yeah.
All these different sports. We've got our massive big list of adapters, wherever the hell everything's gone. It's been wild around here. But 90 different pods to fit all these different masts. And then you do exactly the same concept. Do a really good mast, and your new masts look amazing. And then have the different adapters for different foils.
Yeah, you guys have a tough job. If you do the math between the combinations of pods and adapters and masts, I think it's
what?
Probably a million different combinations.
at least 1 million. Yeah, exactly.
I have it I just made it a little harder for me by having two masts times multiple lengths. But no, my wife and I fight over our foil drive all the time. I was talking to Paul. You guys need a 12-volt charger so we can charge it with our car, charge it with our sailboat.
And that's the kind of stuff that we're always working on little ideas. And we've got. We've got a big van full of 12-volt gear and all that kind of stuff, and at the moment we just use our own personal hobby chargers to charge. Do as we say, not as we do.
Yeah.
If you know what you're doing, it's okay. But that kind of stuff is just growing and developing, and we try really hard to just listen to what people want to do, and within reason, and make it happen. But
I think we both we know how important it is to listen to our customers, our clients, and what you're seeing here is a culmination of really the last year of my R&D based on a survey that I think I launched it on Seabreeze. Your forums over in Australia are
crazy,
super valuable.
We've been blown out of how much happens from Australia and then goes to the world. It's mental.
No, that's awesome feedback. The foiling world, since I started making these masts, I started in 2016, 2017. I think the first product hit the market in 2018, and in the last 5 years, I mean, we see wings that are longer than masts now. I mean, it's totally wild. So my new carbon masts, technology in here that eventually I want to bring to aluminum, but really excited about what these have to offer. So the new Evolution Surf is optimized for lower speeds, shorter mast lengths. So guys or girls, prone foiling, downwinding, really just shorter masts, lower speeds, because what I tried to optimize here was glide.
Yes.
And you know, there's a lot of talk on forums and even out on the beach about thickness. And don't get me wrong, the new Cedrus is now 16 millimeters thick, so we've cut our thickness. But really the way we were able to improve glide was reducing wetted area and cutting cord length. So wetted area is huge for wing. I mean, we know based on our wings, like how much slower bigger wings are. Yeah, they get up easier, but they're slower because of drag. So we took that theory to masts. And Evolution Surf is available from 70 to 90 centimeters, downwinding prone. The new adapter connection features 10 millimeter dowels and the 8 millimeter screws. So this is like the piston of a car engine.
I know, it's super smooth. The machining of your stuff is really good,
And it is fortunately cross-compatible with the Evolution Wind. This mast is this takes a completely different approach to surf, where instead of trying to minimize drag with Evolution Wind, what we really wanted to target here was ventilation resistance. So not really a problem e-foiling, but wingers, kiters, when we get going fast and we're angled over, if a little wave traps air against that mast, it gets sucked down, hits the wings, you face plant at 30 knots. It's no fun. So
you guys kite foiling are just mental. Like, I know you can go like seriously quick on like, you know, big waves with small foils, like toe-in foiling and stuff, but like kiting, you're so powered up. Like, it's,
and crashing, and we all know crashing at 20 knots feels like hitting pavement. Crashing at 30 is, you're breaking ribs.
It's just mental.
So this mast, instead of shrinking cord length, we grow it to improve surface tension of the water. It doesn't want to separate. And then we get massive torsional stiffness for the longer lengths. This goes all the way up to 108 centimeters.
Yeah, some of the kiting masts are just like crazy long.
So not really many people e-foiling that long, but you know, we've already got orders. People want pods for the new masts. We'll be working with you on new pods. It's gonna be a little more complicated.
It's gonna be tricky.
It's a variable profile. You go, you know, a little thicker where the fuselage mounts, because you get massive torsion, bending, rolling loads here. And then thinner.
For sure.
But we can figure that out.
Definitely, 100%. And it's been awesome working with you on all that kind of stuff. And I think when you brought out the aluminium mast, that's when it really made sense to do something with the four drive. And I mean, it's all those little, like, we're at the point now where it's all the little like 5-10 percenters that improve certain things. So obviously with our, you know, system with the pods that you put on your mast, taping the cable on, having the cable off the back, it looks a little bit danky and a little bit of extra drag obviously there with the cable, especially when you've got the motor, you know, up here and you've got the cable all the way down. So that's where it was like, from our point of view, it was like, well, we had so many guys saying, I do not surf foil anymore without my four-wheel drive. I just don't. If I go winging, I don't need it. I'll just go wing. But if I'm surf foiling, I want the motor, and that's all I want to do. So that's where, especially with the aluminium mast being a bit more affordable and, you know, low-hanging fruit, it's pretty easy to just machine a hole in the mast, run the cable through, custom top plate that yourself and Paul worked on to get the cable through. And it's clean, it's nice. I mean, this is my personal mast, and I've got it pretty close to the board. There's obviously the downside of like not being able to shift it, but we've been playing around with some ideas and talking, and again, like, we're only just getting started, and this stuff's just getting better and better and better as we go. But
and
it's been such a cool collab.
We plan to continue extruding aluminum masts and making adapters and supporting this ecosystem as long as riders want. And I think we said that at the beginning, like, we just want to get you out on the water, and so you see the new mast
cameo. And I think the new adapters too. So were you saying that this new
method with the dowels is come across into the alloy?
Yeah, we're probably like a year or two out.
Yep.
You know, I just finished engineering of these and bringing that over to aluminum. Like it's over a year plus to bring over some of the technology.
For sure, 100%.
And we still have lots of aluminum mass. I still have lots of adapters.
Yeah.
It's a great system.
Yeah.
You know, for the 1%, the really, really big guys or the really, really big wings, you know, a little extra insurance with these dowels is nice, but this is still a great system. And it's tried and true.
So we get a lot of questions about, because we don't carry all of your adapters here in Oz. And we've talked about this, we sort of feed the adapters through as part of the kit, and it's more about having the whole system and getting into this architecture rather than selling a heap of adapters for us. So, you know, we carry the Axis, the F1, the Cabrina, the Takuma, I think Lift, I
got Code coming.
Code for, so
codes,
the Aussie boys.
Australians.
And I'm really excited to, you know, got some code foils now from Jimmy and to run these myself and play around with all these different brands. And you know, we've got F1 wings coming as well, so to play with a Skate and then a Art Pro and then a 850 code, like that's the whole holy grail of Cedrus, so that's pretty cool. But the Armstrong fuse, we get asked all the time to carry that. You know, it's a bigger item, it's more expensive. We don't know how that's going to work, but you've had some developments there as well, like with the whole
so we're now doing a monolithic fuselage. We tried to do a modular one where you could change the length, and you know, I tested it with 250-pound riders. It was great. But you never know until it actually gets out in the wild.
Goes in the world,
We had a couple people hit the sand and, you know, loosen the head, so we've gone to a monolithic. It's cheaper.
Awesome.
It's a great product. It bolts directly onto the mast. No adapter needed. I ride Armstrong wings. I ride Axis. I love having them all. I don't even carry all my adapters. You know, we have a lot of brands that people ask me about, and I will custom make anything. There's a bit of a premium, but you know, we're a small company, you're a small company. We can't afford to sit on inventory of designs that are either, you know, less popular or going kind of
changing so quickly too. It's like, it's so, it's hard for companies like ours who are, you know, like we're retrofit, we're trying to, whatever this company comes out with, and like, wow, geez, all right, let's go find it and try and, you know, make it and engineer it to work. So we totally
both
get that.
do whatever we can to help you
100%.
With the gear you have. So if it's a little more expensive, understand that it's
custom stuff.
It's just we're probably not making any money on it. It's doing it to get you out.
That custom adapter with the mast you already have to go and ride code, we'll go buy a whole code setup then. And go buy their mast, and then you're going to have 6 different masts to have 6 different wings. That's the benefit of it. And the adapters could be seen as being a bit expensive, but they're cheaper than a mast.
Cheaper than a mast, So and these are all locally machined. A couple miles from my house. You know, machinist is really, really high quality. The tolerances, you guys all know.
Exactly. So it's been a cool experience, and finally getting to meet you has been awesome. And we'll. Another cameo. Not sure if I've got any left. There might be some in that box, maybe. That's all right. But it's been great, mate. And hopefully all the best with your new mast. It looks awesome. We'll work together to get some pods for it. So if you guys want to run Cedrus with the external motor pod. And I know we'll keep getting the questions of internal cables in there. It's getting thin, getting tricky.
The mast is hollow, and we probably could fit a cable in there. Drilling carbon is a little tough. Carbide bits and that kind of stuff, but we can do it. So we'll see.
All right, man. We'll have another good day here, and we'll continue rolling around. It's been hectic around here. It's been nuts. It's been good.
Hey, this is Jimmy Jam Foils. We've been following Jimmy for absolutely ages. Loving your content, man.
Oh, thank you.
Cool.
Yeah, and I really like what you guys got going here, and can't wait to start using one a lot more.
Nice, yeah. So you also do lift, don't you?
Yep.
Yeah, so have you used the foil drive system as well as lift?
Just a little bit. I want to get my hands on it. With the lift mass, it is, you know, a lot of the e-foil mass are pretty flexible.
Okay.
And, you know, you're kind of limited on what you're using.
And where can you see foil drive helping you out? If you have this lift e-foil sort of base and you're thinking about using foil drive, where do you see it fitting into what you
do? Really good for progression and lessons.
Yeah.
yeah, really maybe progressing into the downwind market and seeing, even if you don't have access to a boat, using one of these chasing boat wakes and be able to get back to your location.
It really is. That's one of the things I've enjoyed about it the most. Because literally, when I used to dock start or ladder start, pump, find a wake, ride it, inevitably I'd fall in at some stage and I'd have a huge paddle back to the start. Foil drive, you can literally just pop up anywhere you are on the water, you can get up on foil again. So,
yeah, it was amazing watching you guys rip yesterday at the hatch.
Oh, you saw that, man?
Yeah.
That was the most, not the biggest, but the most consistent swell I've ever foiled in for downwinding. That was just so cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool how quick you could get back upwind on those.
Yeah,
You're lapping
not
pretty
as
fast.
fast as your lift E4, because you were literally just scooching around everywhere.
But
you
guys were getting a longer ride. You could really dial in the gear that you wanted to ride. Well, you were able to get the pod out of the water.
Yeah. To go upwind, you can e-foil upwind, but it burns through the battery quite quick. So more often than not, we're just lying on our boards, on cruise control, maybe paddling a little bit to help us. But it takes next to nothing in terms of battery power to do that, to get upwind. And then a quick boost to get on foil and you're downwinding again, and it's awesome. But like I say, if you want to refoil to get back upwind quick, the payoff is a little bit more battery power.
Yep.
Yeah. So
how are you using them on the lake? You do quite a lot of wake foils.
Yeah. Oh, with the e-foils?
Yeah, e-foils and like the foil drive.
Oh yeah. Yeah, just real fun. Just if you see a boat with a nice boat wake, just being able to chase down that boat wake and just let off that trigger and glide right in, and you just start riding that boat wake at ease. As soon as that, if the rider falls in front of you, it's pretty easy to kind of just power back on and, it's kind of rip around or just relax, take a breather, and then get right back on that boat wake when the other one comes around.
And you guys have party wake sessions, don't you? How many people do you have riding your wakes at the same time?
We'll get, we try to at least do 2 or more, but we've got up to 6.
Wow.
And then you could get a couple more going just when you have these, real easy access.
Yeah.
So you get 8, 10 going.
Yeah.
Super fun.
You're having access foils on your lift e-foil as well, aren't you? You've got that adapter?
Yep.
Played with that a bit?
Yes. And I like it. Yeah, I really like the Spitfire wing currently. So being able to throw that on my lift e-foil is nice. I think some of the glides is better. Just all like, let's say the pump and glide wings. I think you just got better. There was better glide for being able to deep power than some of the older lift wings I used to ride. So I kind of felt like being able to ride wings that I wanted with with a power assist type of device like an e-foil.
Yeah.
I found just opened the possibility a lot more being able to do that stuff. Hop on the boat wakes.
I think the Spitfire wings are really good for foil drive because they've got such a big range. You can ride them fairly slow, but they can cope with a lot of speed. But my God, they feel so surfy. The PNG foils, I grew up on them, really. I learned to foil with them.
Yeah.
And they carve lovely. But the surfiness of the Spitfires is just where it's at. It really is.
Yeah, what do you guys find? What do you guys like on your foil drive setups?
Well, mostly for surfing, definitely the Spitfires. For downwinding, if it's slower wind swell, then again the Spitfires. But if it's faster ground swell, then it was the Arts, but now it's all about the Art Pros.
Yeah, the new Art Pros. Yeah, I still need to try those actually.
Oh, they are so good.
Yeah.
For full drive with the Art Pros, you've just got to keep the board flat on the water and really build up your speed before you try and take off.
Got it. Yeah, the real low, like the thinner chord, higher aspect.
Yeah.
Slow takeoff.
Got to build up your speed. Yeah, the mistake people make is they try and pop up too early and then they sink the board and kill their speed, and that's it. They can't get on foil.
I see that when I do lessons behind a boat doing wake. Yeah, you'll see that if the real thin, low profile, the person tries to pop up on foil before they're up to speed, it stalls out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I can see, kind of get it going up to plane and ease up.
So you do a lot of coaching, don't you?
Yeah.
And is that mainly behind the boat?
Behind the boat, behind jet skis, I'll do guys that want to prep for like ocean towing or even prone.
Cool.
And so we'll do behind jet skis, then maybe to a boat wake to kind of save on costs.
Yeah.
Some of these boats are running, like throwing a big weight.
Wow.
burning a lot of gas.
Very, very pricey. And now you say you're going to get into downwinding more.
Yeah, I really want to get a downwinding, and I'm hoping this kind of gives me a little cheat code to get started.
This is the ultimate cheat code. It really is. It's the downwind coaching tool.
Yeah, the guy that I actually posted some footage of behind my boat riding these, it unlocked him.
I saw that.
Yeah, I figured he's figured out how to do downwinders using one of these.
Yeah.
And Nick in Florida has been saying a lot of good things, and yeah, it's really hyped me up to get on one of these a lot more.
Well, before the end of this show, we need to get you on one and get you motoring around.
Oh yeah, that'd be super fun. Let's do it.
A session at the hatchery.
Yeah, let's do it.
You don't paddle, do you? So to like jump on a prone, like a small prone board?
Yeah, that'd be a little bit better. I'm gonna really work on my paddling. I live right by Mission Bay, so this winter I'm gonna just go out on the bay, try to go out there every day, kind of start working on paddling as well.
No, don't
just
do
condition.
It. Don't seriously.
I'll definitely be bringing one of these and having fun. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing it with one of these. Yeah, it's gonna make it a lot better.
Yeah.
Like good.
Norm,
How you doing?
great to meet you,
Good
mate.
to see you again, man.
Norm Beddoes from Baja Kite and Surf in Mexico. Mate,
Hey.
it's awesome to finally meet you. It's been
likewise,
great to...
likewise. I feel like I know you. I've seen you so many times on video, but this is awesome.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
it is.
been
Yes.
really good. I think you bumped into us in TJ's shop in Big Winds here.
I did. I did.
Getting
Yeah.
wetsuits thinking it was going to be cold and then the
Yeah.
water's warm.
It's a magic.
And
So-
spotted us in there. But
no.
how long ago do you think that's been since you guys
I started this show about 2 years ago with you guys when you almost first came out.
Yeah,
and then for us, it's been a game changer for
Yeah.
the school, right? It's just, we're using it for everything, for surfing, for winging, for e-foiling, for pumping, for downwinding. It's just, man, we parked the jet ski and it's just been it's been magic.
No
It's
shit.
been magic.
That's awesome.
No,
So,
for sure.
like, yeah, I mean, when you first got them, what was your, like, what did you think of the learning curve of getting used to it? There is a little bit of, like, I guess there is a bit of a learning curve. Like, you've got a motor, you've got a controller.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, it takes a little while, right?
Yeah.
You kind of, I messed up a pod a couple of times, but you guys were awesome standing behind your stuff.
Yeah.
Your customer service were top notch.
Yeah.
Top notch, no
Yeah.
doubt about it.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
It's more my fault than the machine's fault, right? But they stood by it and came right back to us.
But hey,
it was great.
We're not perfect either. We've been developing and learning this.
Yeah.
It's one thing to build something and then talk to you face to face and do this and give you, personalized coaching through things. But then when you go and put it in a shoebox and send it
halfway around the world
to Laventina and it's like, Laventana, sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
That's a whole nother thing. So, and again, you've been with us almost right from day dot. So it's like everything's progressed and grown and, things like these new pods we're just talking about with the much stronger sleeves, stronger outside pieces.
It's going to be much nicer.
It
no
is.
doubt about it.
It is. And everything's just
simpler, cheaper. Can't go wrong there.
Exactly.
Yeah, no.
So as part of the school, like, as you said, you kind of park the jet ski. Do you guys have a full range of people that are like just learning to foil all the way up to people that rock up and they just want to improve and get better?
No, we get people that have been kite foiling for 5 years.
Yeah.
They want to learn how to wing, new sport. So we don't have to worry so much about teaching them how to foil because they already knew that.
Yeah.
But a lot of our students have seen this and they think, oh, I want to learn how to wing, for example, or I want to learn how to surf. But we don't have to take them into a big lineup with a whole bunch of people. We can take them out to a little bump and we're golden, right? But for the winging, we do the winging thing first for the first day, and then the next day our wind kind of comes in about midday. Next day in the morning we take them out and teach them how to foil, and within 90% of our students within that first hour they're up foiling. Man, you should see the smiles.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
It is. And then we put them together. We put the winging and the foiling together, and we have a really good success rate, and it's because of this that we can get them up foiling right from the get-go, right?
That's awesome.
So, to try and learn both at the same time, it's like standing on a yoga ball on a windy day holding a wing. It's just it's really hard.
Really hard.
Not a lot of people can do it. But you get that foiling thing out of the way with this.
And you guys are like, you're known for really good wind.
Yes.
In your season.
It's a magic wind spot.
So you're not so much like trying to extend your window of time that you have to do lessons as much, but I'm sure there is lighter days and days that you just
you
got
then
a
we
lesson, man, but there's no wind.
Well, you get the people out there in the morning before the wind comes in, and guaranteed you get 2 or 3 people coming up and say, oh, can I try the e-foil thing? And yes, you can.
That's awesome. So most of your kits, like we were talking before, you've got a Project Cedrus.
We have a Cedrus mast that we use for e-foiling.
Yes.
Right? And then we've got a couple of other masts that we use when we're doing downwinders or we're in the surf.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah. And what foils are you mainly running? Sorry.
So we're using the gold foil for the e-foiling, right? And then depending on the student size, we have some slingshots, we have some gold foils, and we have some Moses.
Yeah.
Right.
So like,
but we're just stepping into Axis as well.
Oh, awesome.
So yeah, we just got a whole bunch of Axis at the show here. So we're looking forward to playing with them.
And I guess that's why we do what we do. We're looking at this list. 90 different adapters now. Like,
no kidding, right?
It's a pain in the ass for us.
Yeah,
it really
I can imagine.
But that's the reason we do it, because there's good wings for certain things, and for other people that come in, they want to ride that and whatever.
Well,
and
we had all this stuff in stock already.
Yeah.
So all we needed was the adapter, and we didn't have to buy a whole bunch more extra stuff. We could use what we had.
Yeah, yeah.
It makes a big difference when you're talking.
And as you said, like when it's not so windy, you throw it all on, you use it. And then when it gets really windy, and there's a guy that walks in that's quite a proficient foiler and just wants to learn to wing foil, he doesn't really need the motor.
No,
and you got the
exactly.
wind, off you go.
Right.
Yeah.
Or, you know, on light wind days, we can still go out because we got the motor.
Yeah.
Right? We can take people out on a nice big board with a nice big foil. They can play around, they can move around. We give them a little power with the motor, and off they go.
Yeah.
Right? They get the apparent wind in the wing and woo-woo.
Exactly.
Right? And it's nice conditions. It's flat water.
And like Paul and I are very much like right into the surfing and all that kind of stuff. So we never thought when we started doing this that people would want to use wings.
Oh, really?
Like,
well,
why you've got wind, you've got this. Why would you do it? We didn't get it.
No.
But then it made total sense that like, you can go out in lighter conditions, smaller wings, all that kind of stuff. And like, I've never done any wind sports. I've done maybe 6 or 7 winging sessions, and I can wing in one direction, and then I flag the wing and
well, you come down and we can help you.
100%.
Right, but no,
don't twist my arm.
I'm being selfish. When I bought it, I bought it for me for surfing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so let's talk about surfing.
I got my surf foiling dialed.
Yeah.
Right. With this.
What sort of conditions have you got for surfing? Like what sort of breaks have you got?
Not so much in La Ventana.
Right. Gotcha.
But we're on the Baja Peninsula.
Yep.
So it's about an hour and a half, 2 hours to the surf on the other side. Right. So when there's no wind, we go surfing.
Yeah.
Right, so you can get out there and same thing, get away from the crowds.
Dom's looking very lost. He's got a cameo in our video.
Say hello.
Say hello to the... It's all right. It's only... What have you lost? What
all
do you need?
good.
I need a freshie, so...
Another fresh battery?
Is this one...
There's stuff going everywhere. Oh, a kit?
No, just a battery, but I can't find the battery to check this.
Right there.
That's all right, that's okay.
Yep.
Cheers.
Thank you for the cameo, Dom.
Yeah. Nice to see you again, Dom.
It's all right. This video will get so many more views now.
Yeah. Hey. No, okay. You're right. Yes.
Yeah, I will be on my way.
Okay. Have fun. But
so
the surfing. Yeah, it's just, you know, we drive over there, you go out and play, you got the motor at the top position, 30 centimeters down.
Yeah.
You can surf all 2 or 3 hours, I'm exhausted, and you still come in with 50% battery.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know?
So you're supping or proning?
Sup surfing.
Sup surfing.
Yeah, I got my proning days are behind me, but thanks for asking.
Never.
Never.
It blows us out. There's like, there's some charges out there that are like,
they are.
We're like, I'm never gonna prone again. I'm just gonna sup, and then they kind of like get used to it. And they're like, I'll try something a little bit smaller, but I mean, sup's still great. I personally still sup. My 5.0 sup is still sitting on there. I like sitting up tall and seeing, and Paul and Dom, they just love laughing. They don't come off.
Yeah.
They don't come off for. They ran around. But I quite enjoy just pumping as far as I can, coming down, setting cruise control, and just watching them come through, watching other people. We went for a recession here on Tuesday night at the hatchery, and like, I mean, we're just like overwhelmed with the number of people and all the stuff going on. So to like just lie on the board and just motor into the wind and go back up for another downwind run and just watch everyone do their thing,
it's
like,
perfect. Yeah.
I still quite enjoy myself. So it's,
that's cool.
You know, whatever people want to do, and again, that's the whole thing. The full drive.
Yeah.
Do what you want. Try all sorts of stuff. There's
Mess
guys
around.
on lakes that they just get sick of dock starting and eating wingtips.
Yeah.
Climbing back on docks. They just want to and pump.
No,
and then go jump
so
onto a
many
wake
options to play on.
Exactly.
Right? So much stuff to do, but it's super cool.
Mate, it's been an absolute pleasure hanging out with you for the last few days.
Hopefully we get to see you again soon.
Yeah, and if you're ever in the area, for people that come down your way. Yeah. But if anyone's ever in your area, come hit you up.
Stop in and say hi.
Lessons, demos, school.
The whole shot.
Yeah, the whole lot. So thank you so much, mate. It's been
no
great.
worries, dude.
Olivier.
Hey, Ben.
Mate, it's been so good to finally meet you.
It was a pleasure to have you here. Finally, we get to see you in person, and then we put a name on the face of the team here. It's so great to have Paul and Dominique
and David and your David as well at the shop. It was awesome. It's been a really like fast-paced trip for me. Fly straight in, move up.
Yeah,
I had
was tired for you. Yeah.
I had less than 24 hours in Santa Cruz.
A lot of talking, and on the good side, we got some waves. That was the fun part of it.
We scored. It was awesome. But thank you so much for all your help over the last. How long do you reckon it's been? Like 18 months, 2 years, maybe 18 months. Probably.
Yeah, something around there. Like yeah, 15, 18. Yeah.
And then to I'm rolling into town. It's all super last minute. Like, let's just all throw out a meet and greet, and then I rock up and there's boards out, there's screens playing.
Well, everybody was super excited because of course they all follow you. They know a bunch of the team, but without really knowing the whole story behind it, and having you just giving them the tips and advice on how to maintain and cleaning up, and directly from the source. It was just the best time for all the fans that we help out first, but we don't have your knowledge and your expertise that they really appreciate.
Yeah, and I think Paul and I started this because we just really enjoyed doing it ourselves, and we wanted to share that with people. I mean, that's like literally why it exists, is because it's just, people were asking us to make one. So we're like, oh yeah, we'll make you one. And then bigger and bigger, and it's like, well.
Yeah, you saw the variety of the shop. Prawn, sup. Exactly. People like to use it on their wings. So that's originally what you guys wanted to do.
Yeah.
And we look forward for the next.
Really, it was one of the best shops I've ever been to. Like, credit to you, mate. It's
Thank you.
Super clean.
It's
super nice products, only the really good stuff, and yourself and Dave are just really top-notch guys that know your stuff and won't just we'll make sure you got the right gear, take you out, and mate, it's been.
That's what we're all about. It's not just to checking you out and get your credit card. We want to make sure you be happy out there, and you come back, you bring some folks like you saw at the meet and greet.
Yeah.
All those people probably start with us. They got behind the boat with us, taking their first lessons, and they got their own gear. And then when I told them this is something that's going to give you the opportunity to be out there even more, even if there is crappy conditions, you just use the full drive anytime.
I think our session at Cal's, like late in the afternoon, good swell for the first time in a while.
Yeah.
Hundreds of guys and girls up and down the point, and we're not in their way.
No, we're on the shoulder,
doing our thing.
Yeah.
They're sitting in the water waiting for a go.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. So.
Well, thank you for making the whole tour, visiting us the way you did, and we're finishing up here in Hood River.
I know, we can't even escape the grand finale. Tent. We can't even escape the tent.
Yeah.
But very quickly, what made you get? How did you even find out about four-wheel drive? I think it was through David, but what really made you get onto it? It was just
I was into it before I met Dave.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
I was curious. I was very intrigued.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if I was dealing with some sort of a Chinese gadget or if it was the real deal from passionate team that you are.
Yeah.
And then I broke my back, so I was definitely kind of handicapped for 3 months in a wheelchair in 2022.
Wow.
So when
I started mountain biking by any chance?
Snowboarding.
Yeah.
So definitely made me aging that time. I didn't feel stronger and better than when you are in your 20s, when you get this at my age.
Yeah.
So to me, to have that little boost, that extra help to paddle hard into the waves after 4 fractures in my lower back. The doctor wouldn't have expected me to be on the board for years.
Nice,
So that's what really clicked in my mind. That's going to help. And I got one I bought used on Craigslist.
Oh, wow.
Because I didn't know what to expect. And then that's where I just...
Was that an assist or was it a plus?
It was an assist.
It was an assist, yeah.
And even though the assist was plenty fun, plenty good, and then Dave showed up. And then Dave just put an extra that I was already addicted for. So it definitely accelerated the process for me to learn about the gear. It's a different sport. It's a different way to ride and approach on how to go out. You don't deal with the same mindset as a surfer. You're looking for the perfect wave, the perfect time, the tide. All this is a different way to start foiling. And then thank you to Dave as well.
I think I'm out of shot. I'm getting told to move over. Now I'm in shot. I might have been talking to a brick wall the whole time, but that's all right.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, and Dave's been great. I mean, he's been around since Dave won. So this is Dave DeVeris we're talking about. He was over in the Philippines. He just loved it.
Yeah.
Went through all the like remote access issues of trying to get one to him. And then, yeah, when he came back to the US, and I distinctly remember him giving me a buzz and saying, you know, I've met this guy, he's got an amazing shop, and I think it's like the right fit. And that's what we're all about, is finding the guys that are really good to work with. And you've been absolutely fantastic.
Thank you, yeah.
We hear really good feedback from everyone who deals with you as well. It's like, yeah, Olivier and the guys got us.
In your
Yeah, they can stay in there. Yeah, for sure.
You want the leash on or off?
It can stay on. It's all right. We got the cameo from Dave. But yeah, mate, it's been amazing.
Thanks,
and
man.
I can't wait.
Looking forward for more, looking forward for a long relationship and long life to Frog Drive and the whole team.
Yeah, no, thank you so
Thanks
much,
a lot.
mate.
Yeah.
It's been awesome.
See you next time. Cheers.
We're literally the last ones left, and we're just broken humans. Absolutely broken. It was like 6:30 p.m. on the last night, and we're still here with 10 people in the tent. And now we just don't know what to do with ourselves. Alright, so this is the bit where I said we just threw the microphones down at dinner after the event and just chewed the fat and talked about all sorts of things. So if you're not watching the video, every time there's elevator music, that's just us rambling on about nothing, and you're not missing out on much.
So you know that an event like that we were just, you know, at, and it's full of like people. I think everybody was putting their best foot forward. I mean, everybody was nice.
Yeah.
Right at the start, when we first saw on Tuesday night or whatever it was, when we first saw Viga, he's like, it's so good because you know everyone here is industry. Like there's no one that's just wandering through asking, oh, what are these flying foil things? Like, you always knew that everyone you're talking to had, like there was a bunch of people that were just associated with green.
Everyone had
and stuff.
relevance, yeah.
Exactly.
No time wasters.
And like think about when we did Marimbula,
Yeah.
it's a mixed bag of like just
Everything.
grandma and grandpa walking through going, this looks cold, my sonny does this. It's good fun. So pretty rushed.
Ironically, it was gate crashed by two members of the public who were, they sort of flew in, literally, on lift boards.
Oh, really?
Lift E4s, yeah, they were flying their lift E4s around.
Yeah. And then
Just as I was going on there literally, as I got on the water with the E-foil access masts, and I started just carving around in circles and figure eights and stuff, just in front of the whole, grassy area. And this guy on his lift board, he literally, as he went past me, he jumped off and shouted and waved me over and said, hey, I've never seen anything move like that. Any E-foil move like that. Can I have a go? Yeah, sure.
Oh, you got Jimmy jamming out there. He was so stoked. I see he was carrying his box of all of his stuff. He's going, oh, this is so great. I'm telling you, let's go with, because he's going to be in San Francisco in a few days.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
So I'll get out with him and really solidify the experience, make sure he's all screwed together properly. And,
he surfs as well, or?
He weight foils, does a lot of weight foiling.
Yeah.
He says he wants to get into downwinding.
Right.
I'm sure, yeah.
And, he knows that even though he loves his lift boards, he knows that they're no good for downwinding.
Yeah.
So he just needs to recalibrate from having 3.5 kilowatt hours down to 0.35.
And he's heavy. He's a solid guy.
Yeah, he's a solid dude. Yeah. You had your lift before, because you had the original. Flight. You had your flight before that there, right?
Yeah. I had the flight first. That was the first thing I got.
And then when you got the assist, like that's a fair less power even from the plus.
Yeah.
Was that like a crazy adjustment?
Well, I was using it on a 130-litre starboard, 137-litre starboard.
So you've literally dropped 100 litres in your foil.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. My first wing was a 6-metre wing and an 1850 foil. So everything's halved. And more inside. My wingboard now has a 65 litre. Down to 850.
Because what foils was that then?
1850 Armstrong. That was the HS 1850.
Yeah.
a 75 centimeter mast, and I upgraded to an 85 centimeter mast. So that's what I had the assist on.
Yeah.
And so that got me up, and then I went down to a Quattro.
Yeah.
Remember when I was ordering it, I had the Quattro.
Yeah.
But then I used I went between the Quattro and so I could learn to sup. I learned to sup on the. I could just balance on it, and then I got down to the Quattro and I could just balance, and then I dropped down to an 86 litre board.
Yeah. Because I remember having a bunch of like video calls with you, we're just catching up and talking or whatever, and you're like, I'm really thinking about going down a board. And
I got down to 76 litre. At this event last year, I took home a 76 litre, which is very tippy. But I was able to regular assist on that 76 litre board as a sup.
So that was just surfing,
Yeah, as a sup.
Yeah.
That's the same size as Ben's board. That red board's 75 litres.
Oh, yeah, so same kind of thing. Yeah, so just migrated down 1 minute at a time.
75 litre boards.
Don't even get out of bed for less.
But I think it was good having the 2 DC boards here too.
Yeah.
Like long skinny boards, but they still look small.
They do.
They're out of place.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell is
And
that?
it's so good, they were bright.
So fluoro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who are the DC boards?
That's
Dale
Dale
Chapman.
Chapman.
Aussie shaper.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's been around further in a day, I think.
Yeah.
I think he did a lot of surf and sup sort of stuff before foiling, whatever. Because the connection there is Trav, who probably has foiled longer than most people in Oz, at least in Australia. He rides for Dale.
Oh, okay.
He knows him really well from, I think that could have been from stand-up paddle racing, like ocean racing, 14 footers and all that stuff. But he turns around boards so quick. He's building those boards for us in like 2 weeks. And then they go and pick them up from the airport, already wet, like still wet, unwrapping them.
Yeah, you take the wrapping off and it still reeks of wet paint.
Oh.
But I mean, he's really good.
Good fun though, like putting in an order and getting it so fast. It's like, wow, there it is, and you just go out and use it. Yeah.
He sends pictures of the progress as well. So
Did you guys swap boards to try the different? I mean, you've ridden the yellow board heaps with lots of.
I used the yellow board and the green board today. Yeah, because Paul kept on saying, "Dom, get on the board and show him how to do it. He's doing it wrong. Show him." Shivering away. In I go.
Back in the water.
And then you got Josh Koo up on the board. That was great. Did you see Koo?
No, I did. I saw Koo earlier in the week. But
Oh, he was great. He was just straight. He just went straight out from the water, and he was just straight up.
Yeah. And he got up in what I thought was going to. Anybody else would have sent him back off.
Yes. Dude.
I was pissed because I wanted to
he's one of the world's great foilers.
And he's so nice.
Such a nice.
That guy's so
such a nice
strong.
guy.
His style is just insane.
He's a
That's a
physical
genuine
specimen.
happy face.
Are you all wing foilers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We are.
Foilers in general.
Wonderful. I have a beer coming for you too.
Thank you so
Don't
much.
get scared. So we go down to Baja every winter. Are you guys here for the trade show?
Yes, just
finished.
Oh, nice. How'd it go?
Incredible.
Good.
So we were the last stand to take
Pack.
down, back down, because we had this constant stream of people. They just wouldn't stop.
Oh, really?
It's the first time we've come out from Australia.
Oh, really?
As a brand.
This is the brand Foil Drive.
Foil Drive, yeah.
Where we've got a little assist motor that goes on to help people get
For an e-foil?
to assist. So it's not a full e-foil; it's an assist to help get you going with the idea of downwinding, proning, learning to foil, augmenting when the wind is really light. You might have to go out half a mile.
It's almost
to
got
get
like
to the line.
camera-y.
So it's
Interesting.
an assist.
Foiling.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, too.
Hey guys.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers to this year and
That's for journey, man.
even more next year.
Safe travels.
Yes.
Oh my god, that smells good.
And so he developed that out of my description.
That's really nice. Wow.
How would I know if it was oaky?
I've
Been hanging out the whole time.
Taste of oak.
I've never bit an oak tree before.
Sort of like a dry bitterness. A dry bitterness.
I've
never been an oak tree.
When I was
Like a dry.
I was very surprised that when I did walk around all the different tents, and you like walk up to some random French guys at AFS, and you're like, "Hey guys, like I'm Ben from Ford." I'm like, "Yeah, I've seen your stuff." That was mental. Like I didn't have to explain what you just did, David, and told the lady, "Oh, what is Ford Drive? What do they do?" Like I didn't do that once.
Yeah.
To anyone, everyone knew what it was, which is mental.
There's a lot of legitimate interest, man. Like when I was doing stuff on the beach, getting ready for something, people were coming up to me and like asking questions. I was sitting on the beach near the end of the day, and had a person out on the demo big foil board, and then the guy next to me pulls up next to that Wade-Do bicycle. Did you see that electric foil bicycle?
Is it electric? I thought that was, they pedal it.
You do, but it takes a giant battery. So I started asking the guy, well, what's up with that? And he goes, do you want to see the battery for it? And I go, yeah. He comes over with this giant Tesla battery that goes in that thing.
Wow.
And it goes for...
Was that the guy that had the self-propelled thing and the foil was changing shape, and the guy that kept trying to bail you up? Self-propelled
it looked
foil.
like an exercise bike, didn't it?
It looked like a big exercise bike with a giant flat, high aspect foil on the back. I would have liked to have seen that thing in action. So they can go 26 miles.
The bike?
Yeah.
I reckon we might all be a little bit hungry.
Oh yeah.
But we didn't really actually have
any more of that?
I don't know if we really had any fixed meals.
What's that?
That's goat's cheese.
Goat's cheese and it's really good.
Is that the wasabi right there?
Yeah, you want it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is good.
Super good.
After you, David.
And you met her when you were living on the island?
Unfortunately, I met her. Fortunately or unfortunately, because it changed the path of my life.
I'll do that.
That'll happen. Yeah, I met her my first time there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we survived a lot of stuff together, man. We survived the COVID thing on the beach there, but then we survived the super typhoon.
Wow.
And that was the closest I've ever been to almost getting taken out by nature. It was this close, man.
And what happened?
This super typhoon hit the island, and it was only supposed to be a category like 1 maybe, but I'd been watching the weather, and I was like, that thing looks like a perfect, the water was the warmest it's ever been.
Yeah.
And it was south of us, which is abnormal. I go, that thing could turn into a super typhoon before it hits us, and that's what happened. And so we bolted. We went to Tom Supart's place.
No way.
Because he has a cement thing under his house.
That was him. I remember you telling me that you ended up in that concrete bunker.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was at Tom's place with Hendrik, and Hendrik had a little baby at the time, and his wife, and Renelin. And it got so radical in that cement building that we had to push every piece of furniture up against the 2 doors, and the windows were boarded off. And then we ended up getting underneath this one hardwood shelf, all of us huddled under there, because the wind started getting so strong that the cement walls started moving.
Wow.
And you could hear things outside just whipping by. You could hear the roofs ripping off and the decks ripping off and trees snapping.
So if that concrete bunker wasn't there, you may well have...
If the concrete had failed, or the concrete above us had failed and fallen in, that would have been really...
Wow. But if you hadn't have gone to Tom's house...
My apartment actually made it.
Yeah, right.
It was one of the few
that would have been scary.
Mine would have been too risky because the storm surge could have killed you.
When was that?
It was December 16th, I think, of 2022.
22. So that was, and then when did you leave? You've been
No,
back
21.
Here,
December 16th of 2021.
Yeah.
And I left in October of 22. Man, that typhoon wrecked that place. When we came out of that shelter, it was still light. It was in the afternoon. It went from like the most beautiful island to just like absolute chaos. It was just ugly. Everything was just like piles of trash. Like 70% of the coconut trees snapped. And every building in sight of where we were was destroyed, no roofs. Just collapsed. And We had to walk like 8 miles back to my place. I have video of it. I'll send it to you sometime. But I had a machete with me, right? Because I brought in the chip, so I had my cutlass, my machete with me, and there's coconut trees down everywhere. So it was just like coconut food. Walk like 2 miles, get a coconut, drink, eat. We didn't have I didn't have electricity or running water for 10 weeks.
Oh my god.
And no internet for.
I remember you
disappeared off the map.
I remember you calling me, trying to work out how to charge your 4-drive battery.
My priorities here.
I've got no house or car or means of cooking food. How the hell do I charge this battery?
Why do you need to? What's wrong with charging your battery? Oh, there was a storm.
Guys, my battery won't charge. I've got to send it.
You play stuff down so much too. It's like, there's just a storm, you know. It's like super tough, dude.
The thing was so destructive, man. It bent metal in half.
Like right on flat line.
Yeah, the whole pier went down. I rebuilt the house that I built, and the deck was all built from the wood from the Quicksilver Cloud 9 pier.
Really?
Yeah, because it washed onto my property.
Oh, no shit. Like, did you deliberately go there because that was Cloud 9?
Well, I knew that there was good surfing. I like surfing sometimes. But
were you surfing when you first moved there, or foiling when you first moved there?
Surfing, kite surfing.
Right.
And I had a foil. And I talked to this guy Simon, and he had a little school there, and he goes, "Yeah, it's really good for learning to foil here."
Yeah.
And so I learned to kite. I started kite foiling there with my first trip. It was 2018.
How the hell did you find out about us?
I don't know, man. I don't remember.
The local newspaper?
No. Yeah.
We ran an ad.
The massage place down the corner.
I would love to count up the number of Facebook Messenger video calls I've had with you with no shirt on, sitting on a beach going, "Oh man, I just love this gear, I love it, man." And I'm sitting in like cold Adelaide with like 6 hoodies on.
Oh
going,
man, it's brutal.
Fuck you, David.
It's so hot there, man. The place is hot.
I swear your board never made it above the high tide mark. It never made it above the high tide mark. You'd just like stumble up to the house, charge your battery.
That was
go again.
Where my little place was on the beach was such a good setup. We were just right there. So many foiling waves right off the beach.
Were you like, so you kite foiling first?
Yeah.
And then, because you bought that little dinghy or whatever.
Yeah, that was a nice boat. Avon SR4. And I put a 50 horsepower. I had a 30, I put a 50. But
you just had people towing you in and...
Not people, I had a tow partner, Rafa. A really good athlete, French guy. Now, him and I pioneered all his reefs for towing for a year.
He does less of the tow ends in Maui.
No, that's a different guy.
Another one, okay. Yeah, something like that, maybe.
Yeah. But we partnered up, and he was game. It's hard to find a good partner like that, you know? Someone like Tom's way too busy. And you can go once in a while. But Rafa was there, and we towed so much. We were trying all these new reefs. Well, once I got that foil drive, I didn't want to tow as much.
All the organising and can you pass me that roll of...
Yep.
It gets such an ordeal to get set up to tow, man. You got to get the gas, the boat's got to work, your partner has to drive well. If you don't line up for the wave or you fall right before you get the perfect wave, you have to start all up again. You can't hunt for the section and the wave you want when you tow.
That's a good point.
You
can really hunt your own waves.
Yeah.
Well, that was like going out at Shark Alley. Sykesy and all that are just like loopy in the head. I mean, they're just like, the biggest one, they just pull you right in deep and just whip you in at 60. And you're like,
oh yeah.
I still remember my first proper session with Sykesy, and I was jumping on the back of the ski with him, and he's loopy when there's a good swirl around. Like
not right in the head.
He's just not right in the head. And I'm not used to surf. Because they had the original, like, not air chair, but like moon boot, like lock your feet into a freaking snowboard binding.
Oh man, with a really low aspect, thick foil.
That was Trav and Sykesy and stuff, like way back in the day, like moon boots.
I had no idea.
And they're out the back of like Kangaroo Island trying to tow into something
So
stupid.
what led Hamilton and Dave Kalama
I'm pretty sure it's an aluminium foil is still somewhere in Sykesy's.
Yeah,
like,
that's what it was.
They were really early days. So,
He lives and
now
breathes it.
The first foil I ever saw was like 2003 in the Waddell parking lot. This guy got Peter Trow, who was like, if you were a kiter, early day kiter, you would know Peter Trow was one of the pioneers. He's a really good. He's like the best wave kiter in the early days, before we were riding surfboards.
Yeah.
And he showed up with a foil in his car. But it was, man, I mean, it didn't work very good in 2003. The foils.
Really?
It would have been aluminium.
Yeah, and it was this big chunky looking thing.
Yeah. Talk about guillotines, like a solid chunk of aluminium.
It's just funny how it's, you know, we all looked at it, you know, and we knew it was there, we knew about it, but nobody showed any interest. It just, you know, it wasn't time yet for foiling. But my one buddy Brendan Richards, who was always ahead of the curve and really good athlete, he was the editor of Kite Ford magazine for a long time, and he got into foiling early, and that's why I got my first foil, because I trust him. And he was like, I saw him in the store one day, and he's going, "Do you have a foil yet?" And I was like, "No," and he goes, "Well, get one." I go, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah. You got to start now."
What was that for? What's a foil for what?
I think I got it for prone foiling.
Wow.
It was a Cloud 9, I still have it in Sargao. It's pretty good.
Before that, I mean, I could be wrong, but the way I heard it was that, okay, there were kite foils around, there were tow foils around, but it was Alex Aguirre who basically had in his mind, I can create a foil for subfoiling or, you know, that sort of thing. And again, the way I heard it was that everyone was telling him, just forget it, you're onto a loser, you know, it's not going to go anywhere. And he stuck with it, came up with, you know, I suppose the iconic video was Kai Lenny on that, you know, the first ever video of downwinding. And so it was Alex who basically...
James Casey, Kai Lenny podcast, because they talk about that a little bit.
And there's
I don't think I've listened to that one
interview
yet.
by Robert Stellick with Laird Hamilton.
Oh wow! Yeah. Oh, I haven't. I've got to listen to that.
That was a good one, and someone else interviewed him as well. Yeah.
Terry Chung's got like 3 4-wheel drives. I was talking to him. I was like, dude, you get Laird Hamilton on a 4-wheel drive, I'll give it to you. When they're not towing, cheers. When they're not towing, Terry is like just out full driving the whole time. He just loves it. He's got 3. He's got a Cedrus now too. I think he's got 2 regular kits and a Cedrus. I think. Because I had no idea who he was because I'm not a surfer. And I'd seen his name really early on. And I was like, oh, Terry Chung in Hawaii. Okay, cool. Send him a kit. No idea. And then I was on the phone to somebody in Hawaii. Might have been GP or Bones, one of those guys. Jim Bones. I was like, you know who Terry Chung is, right? I was like, yeah.
Who was that other guy that Adrian from Axis rang us up and said you need to work with this guy, famous big wave surfer in Sydney?
Jeremy? Wilmot?
No. This is only recently.
Oh, no, he's in Torquay.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah, he's in Torquay.
What's his name?
He's not... I don't... What is his name? I rode with him when I was down there with Caitlin. He was paddling up a 799 on a 6-foot homemade sup on overhead waves way out the back. Like, well and truly overhead.
Not sure he needs a full driver.
No. No, he doesn't. He funnily enough, he rode the Quattro 6.0 with an E4 mast in like little tiny reef break this big.
Yeah.
When Caitlin and I went through Torquay on the way to Merimbula, so that's nearly November last year. Because he's sort of basically just downwinding by himself, and he filmed James when James Casey did his coaching clinic in Torquay. What's his name? Anyway, he filmed him like standing on the headland, like watching James just like surfing all the way into Torquay and then all the way past. Kept going. And he was just losing his mind. He's like, I have to get into this. Like, this looks sick. I sent Jimmy a message because when you loaned the code foils to Blue Planet crew and they came back and loved it, I sent Jimmy that message and he replied late last night. He's like, dude, thank you so much.
That's good.
So thankful for having the gear at the event when they weren't there.
Yeah.
It's like, it's all good.
Yeah, that's good.
Support Aussie. Because I cold called Jimmy. We were probably only 3 or 4 weeks, maybe 6 weeks into foil drive proper, like after you bought your kit.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've heard of this guy, I think he's a coach, seems pretty well respected, didn't know anything about him. And his phone number was at the time, his phone number was on the website. I just called him, I was like, hey, we're doing this like electric foil thing, it could be helpful for your coaching. I was like, yeah, sounds cool, like, alright. I think he could get it, but he wasn't like super sold. And then I think we spoke again and I ended up like sending one up to him. And then he was just like, but that kit still exists. He still uses the assist. The original assist I sent him, he still uses.
Mine still works.
He prefers it for coaching because the battery does sag. It's weird.
Yeah.
He's like, as the lesson goes on, like
forces him to make
more effort. But now they just throttle it.
My original one's right there in Shargal, packed up nicely. And Reynolds keeps wanting to get it out, and I go, no, it's like, I need to be there to rig it up for you. She learned to foil. I would put her on she's a little girl. I put her on the 95 liter board I had, and set her up with a foil drive, and she learned how to like E-foil on it.
So good. And
good job.
Really, really nice.
You like the wine?
Nice choice.
I'm glad you like
Thank you for the recommendation.
You're welcome.
You know, it'd be a good guy to get foil drive too. I'll call him again. I almost had him to get up on this.
Thank you.
I used to talk to Clifford Kutzel a lot. That's a unifoil designer.
Yeah, I spoke to him. I spoke to him about 6 weeks ago.
Okay.
Pour a little more for you.
Good chat with him on the phone.
He knows. Good. I would just hammer on him about foil drive. That was in the period when I was still on unifoil when I first got them, and I used to talk to him like once a week about foils, and I just kind of formed this like friendship with him. He's a nice guy to talk to. Yeah. But anyways, I used to talk to him about the foil drive a lot because he used to tell me how he would tow foil, and he's a big guy and he just wants to get waves and he doesn't have that much time. I go, man, why don't you just get the foil drive? Well, I'm going to build one or some others. And he had all these like engineering ideas, and I go, man, just get the thing. And so, is he going to get one?
I think we did organise a couple. I can't remember, to be honest. I really don't. South Africa's a bit weird. Like the tax arrangement to get into South Africa, like the taxes and duties are super high, so it becomes pretty expensive.
But I hope he gets one, man, because I just remember talking to him, and he's like, he would love. It's the right thing for him.
I find it nuts how people who, like, we had a real reputation, I think, for being like sup only, big sort of just old guys, sup, cruise around 120 litre board, and just that was it. But it's nuts seeing all the younger kids now who are like proper performers. I'm like Jeremy and Oscar, and I mean they get it because they understand that not everyone's going to be Jeremy and Oscar. Jimmy's very like, no, everyone can paddle up, man. They just got to work at it. Like, not everyone's paddling up.
I think...
But some of these young kids now, they're like, oh man, I could go over there, and I can do that, and I can ride this, and I can do that. That's cool.
It's so hard for a company to break a stereotype, to break a reputation or a stigma that's been put on them. But Full Drive has done that, and they've, you've done it with spades. It's no longer pigeonholed into an old dudes or a sub, niche type thing. It's now everywhere and everyone finding new uses for it.
Yeah.
And when Edo does the backflip, that will be the icing on the cake. But what I loved about him, he wasn't just enthusiastic, he got it instantly.
Yeah, he was really leaning in.
He articulated exactly what Paul was about to say. He preempted it, which is so impressive for a kid of his age.
Is that the wind? Wow. Is that the wind forecast?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the wind.
Sunday looks good, right?
Yeah, Sunday looks good. Unfortunately, tomorrow is Saturday.
Tomorrow's got a weird direction in it, I think.
Yes. So Stevenson, which is about a half an hour drive. I went out there last year after this event. It was the same pattern last year. Yeah. Towards Portland. Halfway to Portland.
Oh, wow. Did you wing there?
I winged there, yeah. I was really blowing. I was at 2.5.
Wow.
2
Yeah.
I assume hand wing size is also proportional to body weight as well, obviously.
Yeah, and board size and what you want to do.
Yeah, but like once you're up, is it the same sort of kind of thing that once you're up a 2.5 with a heavy guy, you can still
It's
rip
not
it?
as much a thing with as like kites.
Right.
Your weight.
The 2 point, when you get down to that size, I think they're all pretty twitchy. Yeah. And they're twitchy in the hand, and when you're trying to like pump yourself up, feels like you've got a napkin in your hand.
There's nothing there.
Yeah, there's nothing there. I don't know. At least
I was like when we were downwinding at Hatch, and you're like foiling along, and then somebody rip past you, especially on the kite foils. Like when they're seriously moving, and then you go through their wake, they go in front of you. And it's like, like that's some serious like.
From a kite surfer or kite foiler?
Kite foiler,
tasting?
or
Really?
a wing foiler hooker.
Wow, okay.
If they're absolutely macking past in front of you, and then you go 10, 15 meters behind, like it's like, wow.
I mean, kite surfers just wreck the surface of the water. They wreck the water flow.
Well, it's not the surface of the water; it's under the water.
Yeah,
It's the
that's what I
turbulence.
mean.
It's the vortices coming off the end of the wingtips, causing all that. Just I'd love to see a foil in a. You see like with aerofoils, you see in wind tunnels with smoke. I'd love to see that on all of the modern foils in a water tunnel. I don't know how you do it, but I'd love to see a
clear
dive
water
bar.
and you inject dye streams.
Right.
And you can see them.
I'd love to see that with all the modern foils. So maybe that can be Foil Muse's yearly video is put on in a dive bar.
What's the name of your foil company? Foil
Drive.
Foil Drive. Okay. Can you make the wing?